Hello everyone, welcome back. Here we are with our 8th principle in this 10-part series of Dr. Wayne Dyer's on manifestation. Manifesting the life you want and such, okay? So here we are, part 10. 10 parts in, no, not part 10. What am I even thinking? Like, part 8. Here we are, everybody, part 8 of this series. Jumping the gun a little bit. Anyway, this principle is an absolutely wonderful principle that I can find to be really extremely useful. I think that if there's a really success-based principle that is just in the art of success, regardless of enlightenment, regardless of your spiritual progress, regardless of any of that, just if there was a principle of success, I'd say this is the one, okay? Principle 8 here is that, like, I'm trying to put it in my own words here, but I'd say that it's to you have to already see yourself as the person you want to be, okay? That's basically how he phrases it here, that you already have to see yourself as the person you want to be. Now, he goes through an interesting story about his daughter wanting a prom dress, being an expensive prom dress. He didn't want to pay more than like $250 for it. Why are prom dresses so expensive? You'll never get me to understand, but whatever. So in this time, so she really wanted it. He's saying, no, I'm not paying more than this. And he says, well, if you want to see yourself wearing this dress, then you're going to also have to see yourself earning enough money to pay for it. And so she goes out, she has these 500 pictures of herself wearing this dress that she has as her background screen on the computer as she's working on finding a way to draw up a contract in order to be able to buy this dress. And she ends up doing so because, as he's trying to illustrate, it was the idea of already seeing herself wearing the dress that she wanted to wear that inspired her to be able to achieve it. Now, there's some fantastic materials also. I would go to a little bit of the work of Arnold Schwarzenegger, also the work of Napoleon Hill here. So, Schwarzenegger may not well be known for this technique, but it's mentioned in the very beginning, the first part of an absolutely wonderful book, 100 Ways to Motivate Yourself, okay? It's not 101, it's 100 Ways to Motivate Yourself. I want to say that's Steve Chandler. Okay, let's see, what's his name? Yeah, I believe that's the author. I could be entirely off on that one. I'll look that up for you guys next time. But I'm also going to do that whole series, so we'll talk about it at that point anyway. But basically, his first principle with Arnold Schwarzenegger is that Schwarzenegger's sitting down with him in the 70s, after he's, done with most of his bodybuilding career and such, and he's ready to go into acting. He just made this box office, disappointment movie called Stay Hungry, as they're describing. And so the guy's asking him, now that you're done with bodybuilding, what are you going to do? Schwarzenegger says, I'm going to be the -- box office star in all of Hollywood. And the guy is like, okay, but, how are you going to do that? I mean, obviously, he's got this monstrous build and this Austrian accent that makes him a little bit awkward, and so we know that from his first few movies there, before he really got famous for it, and that really going into his roles and really building him to that point. And so the guy's like, okay, how are you going to do that? And he's like, and so Schwarzenegger tells him it's the same way that he does it in bodybuilding, that, he creates this vision and then lives into that vision as if that's what's happening now. So basically, you have to already see yourself as who you are in order to become that person, okay? The subconscious mind works on this scale of, instead of getting you what you see in the future, it gets you what you see yourself as now. So you have to be able to see yourself now as successful, otherwise it's never going to really help you be successful, because you kind of have to believe it. It's the idea of believe it before you see it. And this is huge in success. Napoleon Hill says at the very end of Think and Grow Rich, the very last line says, in the end, you don't get who you want to be, you get who you are. So really, it's about understanding that you need to be, right now, who you want to be in the future. So if you imagine yourself being a billionaire, you need to think like a billionaire. It doesn't mean you need to go around spending huge amounts of money you don't have or anything. But what it does mean is thinking about the world like those kind of people. Thinking about the world as, oh, I win every situation. How do I view this? I view myself as successful. Looking at yourself, say you want to be a successful writer. Imagine what it's like to have already written, a bunch of your books, to be famous about it. How do you walk? How do you talk? How do you present yourself? Do you need to put on this fancy thing, or are you a well-known author and you can just walk around and wearing whatever you want? Who knows? This could be the same thing for, like, say, a famous artist, famous trader, like anything you really want to be extremely good at, you need to see yourself as already that person. Because when you can live into that and you can say, I am already seeing myself with that, I can walk with it, I can talk with it, I can feel it, then your subconscious mind will really say, oh, I see you now. You're this famous millionaire guy you've always wanted to be. Here are some ideas how you could make your millions. Now, it's not always exactly straightforward on all that, because the subconscious mind has some twists and turns, and we all have some little things to work out in our minds anyway. But a lot of it really is seeing yourself already living the life that you want to live. So many people are just like, I wish I could do that, I wish I could do that. And as they say, you know, if wishes were horses, then beggars would ride. Because wishes do not get us what we want. Seeing what we want and believing it and feeling like I already have it, I really want it, and I can imagine myself already in possession of what I want. Like Napoleon Hill says there, he says that you have to picture yourself already in possession of the money you desire to have. So here we're also learning that you need to already see yourself as the person you want to be, either as richer, more successful, happier, whatever it is. Play that role. And it's fun to play that role. It's fun to say, oh, I'm a successful guy. Look at me. Look at my big success. And you can just play with it yourself. And you feel successful. And you're like, yeah, I can do that. And I feel really successful. I feel like I'm really great at this. Imagine, say, you want to be great at anything you're doing. Imagine you want to, say, like, own a big business. Think of it how it is to be a big business owner. What do you do on the weekends? Maybe you kick back more. Maybe you go play more golf. Maybe you can sit around and play video games. Whatever it is, you can just put on that role of saying, yeah, I can walk around like this. I can wear my best suit. I can do whatever. Look at the world like that. And soon enough, you're going to get ideas of what your big business is going to be. Say the same can be true of an artist, anybody, as I've said before. So what you do is you put on that role. And it's not always easy to believe it, because people often say, I'll believe it when I see it. No. You see it when you believe it here, okay? You can only be successful once your subconscious mind is helping you, once you're really aligned to already getting there. So that's really the investment cost to success. You really got to understand that to manifest what you want, you have to really put in the work there. You have to put in this idea of, I can see myself already in possession of it. I can feel it. I can taste it. All that kind of stuff. The more sensory images you can get in there, the better. Now, an interesting technique I'm going to bring up, because I learned this actually in a psych class, not on some video or any of this kind of material. But when it comes to the senses of the brain, because I took a class all about perception psychology, and one of the super interesting things about that class is this fact that our sense of smell, you know, retronasal olfaction, is one of the most powerful, okay, that's not sense of smell. What are you doing? Okay, just the olfactory sensory system, okay? Either orthonasal through the nose or retronasal through the mouth, sense of smell is one of the best. So if you want to, like, remember a vacation, bring a certain type of smell on that vacation. If you want a smell of success, if you want to, like, feel a success, associate a specific rare smell with the success, okay? And give yourself that smell, and it will emotionally link you a lot closer to success. That process can speed it up about 5 times from my own experience. Let me know what you guys think of that. That's just my own experience. I recommend you try that, so whatever. Every class is useful if you know how to apply the information. But there you go, okay? See yourself as who you want to be and live that role. Put it on right now. Go on a walkabout on it. Like in theaters, there's, at least in a lot of the theater I've done, there's this part where you walk with your character. You just, like, how does my character walk? How do they feel? What do they think? And you really need to put on that role to really get in their mind. So here we're once again doing that kind of thing where we're just putting on this role. Here I am to be successful, to have all this money, to have all this art, to have all these books, whatever it is that you desire, to have all this consistent trading. Whatever it could be you want, put on that role, walk around with it, and feel like you're already in possession of it. And soon enough, you will be. Because in the end, you don't get what you want, you get what you are. That's about it for part 8 here. One of the most powerful principles. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you guys next time with part 9. So stay tuned, and I'll see you then.